Hey everybody, welcome back to Huge Sports and welcome back to the Miami Minute, where we cover my favorite team, the Miami Dolphins, who defeated the New England Patriots 31-17 to notch their sixth win of the year, moved to 6-2 on the year, best start since 2001 once again. So things are looking very good for the Dolphins right now. I was unable to make an episode last week, and I apologize, of course, for that. Had I made an episode, though, I would have probably complained heavily about the discrepancy in penalties called against the Dolphins and the Eagles. And if you're a New England fan watching this video and you're upset about the discrepancy of calls, can't blame you. 7 for New England, only 3 for Miami. Dolphins got bailed out a few times by the referees. So if you're a New England fan and you're looking for a reason as to why the Patriots lost, maybe not entirely, but at least make yourself feel a little better, I would not blame you if you blamed the officiating. And officiating, quite frankly, just has to get better across the board in the NFL. It's ridiculous that you can have lopsided officiating games like this, like the Dolphins last week. So, said my piece about it. We're going to move on and talk about the game. Leading the way for the Dolphins, of course, Tua with 324 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Mostert had 46 yards and a touchdown on the ground, though, and 13 carries. So, not his best day, to be sure. Jalen Waddle had a great game, getting 7 receptions for 121 yards and a touchdown, and Tyreek Hill continued to do what he does. 8 receptions, 112 yards, and a touchdown. Shout out Chase Claypool, who notched his first catch as a Dolphin, 1 catch, 15 yards, but he played solidly. And Cedric Wilson, who had a 1 reception for 1 yard and a touchdown in this one. Very good. Jalen Phillips on defense, a sack. Christian Wilkins had a sack. But perhaps the biggest story of them all, Jalen Ramsey, he forced a fumble, though it didn't get recovered by the Dolphins. Then he had an interception that very narrowly got ran back for a touchdown. That's the overview. If you're looking for it, the Dolphins played a great game today, and they were able to sweep the season series with the New England Patriots. Tua moves to 6-0 against Bill Belichick. Of course, the only loss they've had to the Patriots since Tua became the starter was when he was out last year, second to last game of the season. So, just a great way for October to end for the Dolphins here. For the Patriots, Mac Jones had 161 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Ramondre Stevenson had 39 yards on 10 carries, and Kendrick Bourne had 3 receptions, 36 yards, and a touchdown, though he did get hurt, which is less than ideal for New England because I do believe that for the most part, the receivers on that team are not very good at all outside of Kendrick Bourne, who I do think can play. Devontae Parker, he only had 1 reception, 14 yards. He did get knocked out of the game, so that's sad. You don't want to see that. Former Dolphin, former player that, I enjoyed covering quite a bit, never quite lived up to his potential. Mike Gesicki had 2 for 11, so that other Dolphin, you might remember, it was kind of controversial the way that game ended back earlier in the season when the Dolphins defeated the Patriots in Gillette with Gesicki almost fighting for a first down there. Like I said, there were calls that went the Dolphins' way that, maybe shouldn't have. Really depends on how you feel about the Dolphins and how you feel about the Patriots, to be sure. But a win's a win, just like a loss is a loss. Even though the Dolphins last week had tons of calls that didn't go their way or weren't called at all, it still counts as a loss. So can't complain. Even if the NFL decided to give us, some calls this week. And of course, in the grand scheme of things of the season, the Dolphins really did need this one here. They just lost to the Eagles. They're playing Kansas City, who at the time recording are losing. It looks like 14-3, depending on if this Jerry Judy touchdown counts or not. They're going to be playing them in Germany next week, and that should be an interesting matchup, a huge test for this team. But 6-2 looks like they're on the right track. This is generally what we wanted coming into the season, where they improved on where they were last season at this time. Granted, they didn't have a devastating injury from Tua, and knock on wood, hopefully that does not happen again here this season. Other than that, Brandon Jones, he did get injured at the end of the game. Looks like possible concussion. Not great. We're already, in at in our secondary with Howard out and Holland out for concussion this week. And then on the offensive side of the ball, we lost Hunt. That's 4 out of 5. We lost Lamb at one point during this game too. Luckily, he was able to play some more, but we are dropping like flies on this offensive line. Not exactly what you want to see, but you know, it's football. People are gonna get hurt. Next man up and all that. We'll see how it shakes out. Here, if you are a Dolphins fan and you watch this, what were your thoughts? If you're a Patriots fan and you hate watching this, appreciate it because we're almost 7 minutes into this. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm, of course, Brian Marr. This is, of course, Wiki Sports in the Miami Minute. If you enjoyed it, we got all kinds of sports videos here on the channel for you to check out. And then our main channel is, of course, We Get Everything. And we have our podcasting channel, Better Radio. Check all of those out. Description down below. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you. And we'll see you relatively bright and early next week after the Dolphins play the Chiefs at 9 Eastern. So it's gonna be early. West Coast. I don't know. Brew some coffee. Get up for 6 for that game. Should be interesting. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next.